definitely hard to drive this loose bitch after driving that tight little race car. Got my new pedal finally. It's working. Now I'm just gonna get used to it. I don't want to change it. When you get this replacement, you get the whole pedal, whole assembly, and it comes with when you have the Logitech pedals, you have a color-coded foam and plastic combination. It's a three-piece combination you'll put for your brake pedal stiffness. Gives you your feeling of your initial. It's a three-stage basically. So, or maybe it's just two-stage. My bad. But it comes with the red insert, which is a stiffer. It might even be, I didn't pull the chart out, it may even be like the medium. I don't remember which one is the hard, because you get, when you have the Pro pedals, they send you 3 different of each of the foams, so a total of 9 foams for the Pro pedals. But if you just buy the add-on pedal kit, I'm assuming that's what they sent me here. And I hope that's not the case, because that kind of sucks to buy the add-on pedal and not get the extra foams. There's a bottle of lube that comes with the pedals, and it's, if you use it hardly at all, you have to apply lube generously. I mean, you want it sloppy inside. It even has a hole at the bottom of it for it to lube the shaft it rides on the sensor. And I don't know if that's why the sensor went bad or what the deal is. But they did say running the pedals, there was something about running the pedals with all the softest stuff in it for a long period of time might damage it, and that's exactly how I've been running, because I'm an old man. I need the lightest setting possible. And I'm not to mention, that's my bad leg. So, this thing's a turd on this track. Oof. I'm finally in the clear. That's the bad thing about this car. The suspension is so loose, you have to keep it under pressure all the time. Gotta know how to work that butt. Let that butt swing out and then catch it. All for nothing. Well, I hope 22's in the money. Probably not. Oh, hell, that's a fucking silver. Shit, I was thinking it wouldn't even be a bronze. But... is this new? No, this has got to be in its last days. Yeah, see, I'm way down in the board. That's real slow. It's good enough for me, though. Cause slow... and I get that crazy time on A. Hey, Ray, yeah, that's my soft time. You got 3 different tires to choose from. I don't know if you know that. You gotta run them all. But that's my soft time. $136 something. That's about normal for that track. I think the fast guys probably run 132. It's the hard you got to worry about there, baby. That's all I've been practicing. Hards. I ran that one soft run and said, that's good enough. I got that. Let me work on these hards. So I'm going to set up a room now, and I'm going to switch tires. We're running 6 laps. We're switching tires. We're running 6 laps. We're switching tires, and I'm forcing the whole room on the same tire. So it'll be a good training sesh for the upcoming race, definitely. Just put sprints on here because that's what we're doing. Oh no, I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about the Suzuka circuit, the Nations Cup race. No, the Eager race is it's a tuner race. You gotta tune your car up. That's how you do it. It's a 4-wheel drive car. So what you want to do, and what I did, I remember specifically, it was too stiff. When you first started on, your suspension's like 20, 25, 45. I brought it to 30. And I want to say 40. I think I just backed it down to 40. And I raised the car up in the air a little bit. And of course I flopped the transmission too. So that's a lot of it too. Because you gotta have, you can't be dogging out. Because that stock transmission that they set you up with, so that it's too high geared. So you gotta drop it down. You gotta make it a rever. I'm going around that track in 4th and 5th. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 1st and 2nd in my transmission are completely useless. So they used to stop them and turn the car, but... let's see, what do we need to set? I think 8's gonna be good. Maybe just make it 5 the first time and see. Yes, we want cloudy and warm. Put it in the afternoon. Slow. Yes, we want slow. slow guys in the front. Oh, give me that. And the first round is going to be on hards. I'm not going to worry about dudes hitting each other. The ghost should take care of it somewhat. There we go. Loaded it right up, but my car was ready for it. Let's see. We got it set right. Yes, we do. There we go. Now I need to go get a Coke. Be right back. Best way to get the tires warmed up. Just let it do a couple laps on its own. Let's deal with the weather. What the fuck? I didn't even notice that. Oof. It really came out of nowhere. weather saved on there. It doesn't look like we have any takers. Take a look at this car real quick. I just took about maybe 10 laps in the damn thing. I really didn't even do much with the car. But I do remember I did change suspension. There it is. Yeah, I knew I brought the dampeners up and the expansion down. I'd say the car needs to be raised up another 2 or 3 mil all the way around, just right off rip. What's that, 5 to 8? I would definitely do that, because the front is so low it's bottoming out on my car anyway, because I've got the big low ground effect on my car. If you don't have that ground effect, it's gonna be different. I don't know if that's A or B or what's on it, but it's the low one. When I hit the brakes, it touches the ground. But raising this up is gonna change how the brakes and everything react too, so everything else is just normal, except for the transmission and all this. And you can use your e-brake too on this track. So kick the e-brake. If you can't get your car right, get it close and then e-brake it. If you gotta, buy the hydraulic and set it about 86. That's where my stick works, but I don't change it to use the controller, so I don't know what it changes to when you're using the controller. But you get brake balance and everything, so you should be able to get it your rear end tuned in where you can slide it around. I was drifting it at one point. But this is pretty doggy transmission, really. This needs work. But it's what ran the 108 or whatever, but it's slow. I still feel like there's a lot of time on that track. Got to get the bottom end of this transmission worked out, because 5th is good. When you're in 5th in this car, you're pulling. All you gotta do is just get it into 5th and you're going. But it's hard to get it up there when the bottom of the transmission's a dog. I figured I would mess with it tomorrow. Yeah, see, I had to put a weight in it with only one weight reduction. But my car was 500 something when it started, so I got it right on the 315 2267 mark, running the low RPM turbo. But I don't like it like this. Really, it would probably run better with the medium. Crazy dude in a white truck. Look out. I don't know if you can bring it down enough. Oh yeah, you can, because I haven't even messed with the other thing. So yeah, you could run the medium. It would probably be a little bit better, because the way that transmission is, it's wrong right now. It's not set up, like I said. It's not going to be set up until tomorrow, but if you were to run it like this, you want to get a turbo that's higher in the RPM range, because that car's geared for the high RPM range right now, but it's got a low RPM turbo, so your turbo runs out really fast. So I might suggest putting a medium in it, and then bringing your power restrictor down, because this is about bottomed out where it's at. You'll have to probably bring this all the way down to bottom, and then start bringing this down and adjust it until you get back to 315. I did take some angle out of it too. That's another thing I did, because with the fully customized suspension, your car's going to start at 3. 3's a lot. That's a lot of wheel turn. The more, can't just think of it like this, the more camber angle you have, the further you're turning your wheel to catch the car. So if you're at 3, you're turning your wheel you're turning at 45 degrees to catch your wheel. When you back it down to 2, it's in the middle of that, which is a lot easier to handle on a curvier track. You don't want to be turning your wheel that much, because you can't catch it. And I did take a little toe out because it was pushing really hard through the corners. You'd give it gas and it would just push you right out to the edge immediately, is what I mean. So if you're having that problem, you take this out. If you're really having that problem, you can put a little bit of toe in here. If that's too sketchy, make it toe out. Just 1, that's it. 0.5 or 1. Yeah, 0.1. One way or the other. That'll help you out a lot too. Because this is set up to drive like a normal car, not a 4-wheel drive. Right now, how I have it set, because I don't like the way you got to drive a 4-wheel drive. You've got to be dead on the corner with the 4-wheel drive. With the car, you can make the corner be wherever. And really, that weight is centered, and it looks like the car is really out of whack. But your performance points don't matter here. The only requirement is their power and torque. So you can build it crazy as you want, as long as you can back it down to 315 and be 2260, or not 22, what am I looking for? The weight, 2,800 pounds. And this will tell you immediately which way is better, just by hitting it one way or the other and checking it. Better towards the back. That's obvious though. With a 5941, you want the car as balanced as possible. Because this car's got a lot of weight in it. Yeah, you just have to play with it and see what's the best. Hell, it may be best all the way. Yeah, you're still just 54.46 there, all the way to the back. But it has to be something everybody has to play with. This will affect how I can describe it is, when you're turning your wheel, and in a 4-wheel drive car, there's a point where the car will just, you're turning and the car's in a position where it could just sit and do a donut and spin in perfectly the same position and never move. You know, you would be in that zero G turn in that turning point. And then as you adjust the weight one way or the other, you affect the circumference of that turn. You make it sharper or less dramatic at that. It affects it most at that point where the car gets into, when and you feel it when you've turned your wheel past your tire, and you keep turning your wheel a little more, and then you feel something else. That something else is what I'm talking about there. That's how you dial that in back. Because if you turn your wheel and you feel nothing all the way, and it's just loose, then you're not even catching your suspension. So you've got to have it where it's transferring the suspension to catch the car. So, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't fuck with it. But basically, it's just like brake balance as well. You've got a brake control, and if you're used to putting +2 in, you would move your weight to the back. If you put negative to the front, you would move it to the front. After driving the car, of course, and evaluating what you thought it needed. So this is one way to adjust the weight to your advantage. Because in this track, you get into those 90-degree sharp turns where this matters. But if you have a steering wheel, it's less, because you can use your wheel and go into it with your wheel. But if you've got a controller and you can't feel that at all, then you have to just move it and drive the car, see how it feels. Because controllers are going to react different, especially if you're not using a PlayStation 5 controller or something. But yeah, man, I was having a lot of fun with it. I drifted a couple laps. This transmission just needs some work and a little more suspension tweaking, because as the transmission gets faster, the suspension gets tweaked out a little bit more. But that's just what I ran around. I did probably 10, I don't remember, probably 10. I usually do 10 laps to set a time and then fool with the car a little bit. I had to run and get my brake pedal. That's why I abandoned it this morning. Because it shipped over somewhere else. I didn't want anything shipped here. If I have any more warranty work, it needs to go to another place. In case I'm not here or whatever. Which is like never, but I'm happy to have it. Logitech hooked it right up. Been considering buying the round wheel setup for drifting. It'd make it just a little easier for me to drift. I mean, I can drift with this, but that flat edge it's a little weird. And I can also put a bigger wheel on the other rim too. I'm gonna buy the Momo, what is it, 300 or 320 round wheel. And of course, that'll be a nice wheel, the Alcantara. But you gotta buy the hub too, so it'll be a $500 wheel after buying the hub and then the Momo wheel. Because it's a couple $100 just by itself. Sucks. I'm gonna look and see if there's got to be some Chinese company or somebody that'll do it. Is this another situation? Did they pull another prank on everybody? Most everybody should have that car. You would have figured everybody would have had the other car too, though. There could be people out there that don't have it. No, there it is right there. It's the same one I ended up buying. A 50,000 mile piece of crap. No new 100-mile car yet. It's been sold out for a couple days now here. Let's move them along. There's the Type R EK. If you don't have one of them, better get it. I always run those little Hondas. Get my tire money. Give me another motor. Brake balance is nice, but you just can't use it all the time. Oh, high mileage Subaru. I guess I could put a new motor in it, but I always, any of those used cars you buy, just rebuild the motor when you get it. That'll make it as good as new for you without having to buy a new motor.